Hello, my dear students. This is Aditya Chakraborty. Today I am going to discuss about the part 3 lecture of my topic, that is boiler, steam turbine and steam engine. Now the first slide is water tube boiler. The water tube boiler are mainly used for generating steam with high temperature as well as high pressure. That means the water tube boiler is used in such operation where the high temperature and high pressure release of steam is required. So the internal structure of this boiler includes a tiny steam drum, small with tubes. So there is a tiny steam drum which is poured with steam and as well as with water, and small with tubes. These tubes are called the water tubes. The components of this boiler generates high volume vapor for high capacity application, and for that very reason it is used in steam power plant or thermal power plant. These boilers are most frequently used boilers which has replaced several boilers like fire tube due to some reason, like weight of the tube is very less. So the water tube boiler has a very low weight in comparison to the fire tube boiler, and steam production process is faster, custom design, and as well as the high efficiency. The efficiency of such boiler is very high than the fire tube boiler. The earlier water tubes includes an arrangement of the only drum by headers that are connected by short straight tubes and bent pipe. So formerly the water tube boilers had three main parts. One is boiler drum, one is straight pipes and bent pipes. So nowadays the inclined pipes are mainly used. The hot gases will flow over the pipes in one go only. So a water tube boiler can be defined as a steam boiler in which the flow of water in the tubes as well as hot gases enters the tubes, not like fire tube boilers. These boilers attains high pressure as well as high steam capabilities can be achieved. So the fire tube boiler cannot produce the high pressure steam, and its efficiency is lower than the water tube boiler. So it is preferable to use the water tube boiler in case of large industrial process and as well as for thermal power station. Now you can see here the schematic diagram of water tube boiler. These are the several parts of water tube boiler. First one is the safety valve. It is used to release the extra stream pressure from the boiler drum. This is the saturated steam in the boiler drum, the upper portion of the boiler drum. This is the steam drum. This is the boiling water in the drum or boiler drum. This is the downcomer tube. After producing of steam, this tube helps to supply the steam to the boiler drum. This is the fuel burner, and this is the pipe by which the fuel is supplied. Now the saturated steam outlet. This is the superheater by which the steam can be saturated and superheated, and the superheated steam is fed to the steam turbine by the help of this tube or superheated steam tube, and this green arrow shows the outlet of the steam or pressurized steam which is supplied to the turbine or another industrial process. This is the water tubes, inclined water tubes. In the upper part of the water tubes, the steam are stored, and the lower part of the water tube, the water are stored, and this is the pipe by which water is supplied to the feed water drum. So this is the schematic view of water tube boiler. Now this is the very important type boiler which is mainly used in thermal power station, that is Babcock and Wilcox boiler. So here you can see the different parts of this boiler. At first, this is the pressure gauge by which the steam pressure can be measured, water level indicator by which the level of the water in the boiler drum can be measured, feed check valve by which the water is supplied to the boiler drum, uptake header. By the help of this device, the steam is supplied to the boiler drum. This is the fire door by which the fuel is supplied to the boiler furnace. This is the grate. By the help of the grate, the ignition process is done, or in the grate the ignition process is done. Now this is the ash pit where ash are stored after burning of fuel. These are the baffle plates by which the flue gas is supplied the surrounding of the water tube in a zigzag way for producing the steam. This is the mud collector. It is used to collect the debris and mud from the water. This is the blow up valve. This is the damper. Now this is the downtake header by which the water is supplied to the water tube from the boiler drum. These are the water tube, inclined water tube. The angle of this tube is 10 to 15 degree. This is superheater. This is chimney by which the flue gas is exhausted to the atmospheric air. This is a manhole for maintenance purpose. This is steam stop valve. This valve is operated to feed the steam to the turbine from the boiler. This is the anti-priming pipe. If in the process there is the wet particles is mixed with the steam, and this which steam is supplied to the superheater, then this anti-priming pipe drop the water and separated the steam from the water, and it is supplied to the or fed to the superheater for superheating and saturation. This safety valve. which is used for the safe operation of the boiler drum. If the steam pressure is increased, then this valve is open, and this is the boiler drum. Now the construction. At first, the boiler drum, it is horizontal axis drum which contains water and steam. Upper side of the boiler drum, the steam is stored, and the lower side of the drum, the water is stored. Downtake header, it is present at rear end of the boiler and connects the water tube to the rear end of the drum. It receives water from the drum. So the downtake header is connected to the lower side of the water tube, and it receives the water from the drum. And now uptake header, it is present at front end of the boiler and connected to the front end of the drum. It transports the steam from the water tubes to the drum. So after producing of the steam, the steam is supplied to the boiler drum by the help of uptake header. Now the water tubes, they are the tubes in which the water flows and gets converted into steam by the help of flue gas, and it extends the heat from the hot flue gas to the water by radiation process. It is inclined at an angle of 10 to 15 degree with the horizontal direction. Due to its inclination, the water tubes do not completely filled with the water, and the water and steam separated out easily. So the upper portion of this water tube, the steam is stored and it is separated from the water. Due to its weight is less than or lower than the weight of the water, so it stored in the upper portion of the water tube. Baffle plates are present in between water tubes, and it allows the zigzag motion of the hot flue gas from the furnace, as I have already told. Now the fire door, it is used to ignite the solid fuel in the furnace. It is used to supply the solid fuel in the furnace. Grate, it is a base on which the burning of the solid fuel takes place. So in the grate, the ignition or fuel burning process is done. Now the mud collector, as I've already told that it is present at the bottom of the downtake header and used to collect the mud present in the water or collect the debris in the water. Feed check valve, it is used to fill the water in the drum. And damper, it regulates the flow of air in the boiler. Actually it is used for better ignition, and it supplies the air or oxygen for better ignition. Now the working principle. At first, the water starts to come in the water tube from the drum through the downtake header. So water is supplied to the water tube from the downtake header, and the water present in the inclined water tubes get heated by the help of flue gases by radiation process, and the coal burning on the grate produces hot flue gases, and it is forced to move in a zigzag way with the help of the baffle plates. So these plates is used to supply the flue gas surrounding the water tube in a zigzag way. As the hot flue gas come in contact with the water tubes, it gets heated and made the steam. and which is then supplied to the boiler drum by the upper tube or upper take header. The steam generated is moved forward and through uptake header it gets collected at the upper side of the boiler drum. An anti-priming pipe is provided in the drum. This anti-priming pipe filtered the water content from the steam. If there is a wet particles are mixed with the steam, and allow only the dry steam to enter into the superheater for superheating and for saturation of the steam. And the superheater receives the water-free steam from the anti-priming pipe. It increases the temperature of steam to the desired level and transfer it to the steam stop valve for use or for drive a turbine. Now the superheated steam from the steam stop valve is either collected in a steam drum or made to strike on the steam turbine for generation of electricity. So that type of Babcock and Wilcox boiler is mainly used in thermal power station. Now the application, as I have already told, that this type of boiler mainly used in power generation industry. The high pressure steam so generated is used to produce the electricity. So this is the main application of this such type of boiler. Now the advantages and disadvantages. So number one, the steam generation capacity is very high. It is about 2000 to 40,000 kg per hour in case of Babcock and Wilcox boiler. And it occupies very less space. It can be installed in a very less space. The replacement of defective tubes is very easy because these tubes are very less in weight. That means the water tubes. It is only boiler that is used to generate a large quantity of heat in power station. So it is very efficient. For that very reason it is used in power station or thermal power station. The draft loss is minimum. Draft loss means the natural draft loss or forced draft loss is very minimum or very much low. Inspection of this type of boiler can be done anytime during its working, so it cannot be stopped during the maintenance and inspection. And disadvantage, it has high maintenance cost. It is not much suitable for impure and sedimentary water. In case of impure and sedimentary water, the scale may deposit in the tubes, and this leads to overheating and bursting of tubes. That's why water treatment is must before feeding into the water. So there must be the mud collector is present. That means if you provide or if you supply the water which has some impurities and sedimentary objects or debris, then when it's supplied to the water tubes for producing the steam, it may be overheated. Actually these particles absorb very much heat, so it may be burst. And one thing is very important, or this is the main disadvantage, that in case of that type of boiler, a continuation of water supply must be required. If there is a discontinuation of water supplies occurred for a short time period also, the boiler get overheated and the boiler tube must be burst or damaged. So the water level must be carefully watched during the operation of Babcock and Wilcox boiler. This is all about this type of water tube boiler. That's all for the day. Thank you.